the glamorous lifestyle of parties and fame seems to have come to an abrupt end for Diddy. Recently, the American rapper and producer was arrested by federal agents for alleged serious crimes and is now facing time in prison. This turn of events has left his fans and the public with many questions. People are wondering if Diddy will spend the rest of his life behind bars and if all the accusations against him will come to light. There's also curiosity about whether his close friends, collaborators, and staff will testify against him, or if he might attempt to implicate others in the industry to shield himself. Most of all, many are asking if his life in prison could be so harsh that it might feel even worse than death. Currently, Diddy is being held at the Metropolitan Detention Center (MDC) in Brooklyn. This facility has drawn a lot of negative attention lately, with federal authorities stepping in to investigate its conditions due to disturbing reports. Life at MDC is widely described as grueling and inhumane. The meals served to inmates are frequently described as inedible, lacking in both taste and nutritional value. Basic necessities like hygiene supplies, bedding, and access to clean water aren't always guaranteed, leaving many prisoners in poor living conditions. The MDC has also been reported to have severe temperature control issues. During the summer months, the inside of the prison becomes oppressively hot, with inadequate ventilation leading to stifling, uncomfortable conditions for the inmates. In the winter, heating issues have left prisoners in dangerously cold conditions, so extreme that water in toilets has reportedly frozen at times. These environmental challenges make life at MDC even harder for inmates who have little control over these basic aspects of their daily existence. Moreover, the prison environment is known to be highly volatile and violent. MDC has a reputation for frequent incidents involving inmate fights, assaults, and other dangerous situations. For Diddy, adjusting to this harsh reality after a life of luxury and comfort is undoubtedly difficult. The combination of poor conditions, limited resources, and ongoing violence has led many to question whether his experience in prison will be almost unbearable, testing his physical and mental resilience at every turn. High-profile inmates like Diddy are often at a higher risk of violence and harassment in prison due to their fame, making them potential targets for threats and even physical attacks. As Diddy adjusts to life at the Metropolitan Detention Center (MDC) in Brooklyn, concerns over his safety have increased, both from other inmates and from the general challenges within the facility. In response to these growing concerns, multiple government agencies including the Bureau of Prisons, the Department of Justice's Office of the Inspector General, and other federal bodies have launched what they are calling an interagency operation at MDC. This joint investigation aims to improve conditions, though authorities have not explicitly stated whether it is directly linked to Diddy's arrival at the facility. However, the timing of the investigation has raised questions about whether the presence of high-profile detainees like him may have accelerated the process. According to the Bureau of Prisons, this interagency operation had already been planned, and they emphasize that there is no immediate safety threat. To preserve the security of both staff and inmates, as well as the integrity of the investigation, officials are keeping specific details under wraps. However, reports indicate that the operation will involve a comprehensive search for contraband, as smuggled items such as drugs, cell phones, and other unauthorized goods are a recurring issue within the facility. This operation may also involve strengthening the overall security measures to address other risks and improve inmate management. The MDC currently houses approximately 1,200 inmates, most of whom are awaiting trial or serving shorter sentences. Despite being a high-security federal detention facility, the MDC has a long-standing history of problems, including incidents of violence, allegations of mistreatment, and poor living conditions. This history has led to public scrutiny and ongoing concerns about the facility's safety and well-being standards for inmates. For high-profile inmates like Diddy, these issues are magnified, as their status can make them vulnerable in an already challenging environment. In the past, MDC has faced complaints about inadequate food, extreme temperatures, lack of basic supplies, and most concerning, a violent atmosphere. For someone like Diddy, the combination of these challenging conditions with the added risk of being a high-profile inmate creates a particularly harsh and potentially dangerous experience. The joint investigation aims to address these issues and could lead to meaningful changes, but it remains to be seen if the efforts will be enough to make a real difference for all inmates, particularly those who are more vulnerable due to their celebrity status. Violence, overcrowding, staffing shortages, and drug smuggling have been serious problems at the Metropolitan Detention Center (MDC) for years. In early 2024, New York Representative Dan Goldman called for a formal investigation into the worsening conditions at MDC. Goldman pointed out that the facility is often understaffed, leading it to rely heavily on solitary confinement to manage inmates. This lack of staff and resources has contributed to an environment where violence has become a daily risk for both inmates and correctional officers. The conditions are so concerning that a federal judge recently refused to send a defendant to MDC solely due to these issues. Goldman's concerns go beyond just daily challenges. He highlighted that in recent years, 4 inmates have died in just a 7-month period, including a man named Edwin Cordo, who was killed in a fight within the facility. In addition to inmate violence, MDC has also seen violent incidents involving corrections officers and involvement from outside criminal networks. Recently, several inmates faced charges connected to a series of violent attacks within the detention center. These troubling incidents have only added to the urgency for investigation and change at MDC. Diddy's stunning downfall began on September 16, 2024, when he was arrested on a range of serious charges. Known for his iconic career in music and his lavish, exclusive parties, Diddy has long been a figure at the center of the entertainment world, surrounded by influential people from various industries. However, recent allegations suggest that his social life and industry connections may have been hiding something darker. Diddy now faces accusations of organized crime activities, and the lawsuit against him names high-profile individuals, including Lucian Grange, the CEO of Universal Music Group UMG. UMG is a powerhouse in the music industry, responsible for producing many top-charting hits and managing major artists, making Grange's alleged involvement particularly shocking. This connection implies that Diddy's case could reach far beyond him, potentially involving others in influential positions within the music world. One of the most disturbing claims in the lawsuit is that Diddy allegedly installed hidden cameras throughout his home, allowing him to secretly record guests, including prominent figures, during his gatherings. Some sources claim he used this incriminating footage as leverage, though none of these recordings have been publicly released and their content remains unverified. Nevertheless, the accusations paint a troubling image of Diddy's parties as potential fronts for deeper, more calculated activities. The lawsuit suggests that more high-profile figures could be entangled in Diddy's alleged schemes, with legal experts speculating that these recordings may become key pieces of evidence if they surface. The indictment further accuses Diddy of leading a complex criminal network known as the Combs Enterprise. This network allegedly helped him not only commit, but also conceal illegal activities.